for me to pay my rentals, food, and other stuffs. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of us, we come from a background takaba sana what you can go time to time wabukira kungandeo wasenda komoto wasenda kwempia shansha.
After I went to college, right, I decided I'm never going back home because, like, what's the point of going back home after I'm done with school? I go back, I start asking for money for boxers and talk time. Like, that just didn't sit well with me.
That point when you're done with college, that's the
So
point
the
where
demons, man.
the parents are like, okay, we are done. Others, they leave because they want freedom.
Others can live, they live.
Like what are some of the things that people need to consider when they are moving out? Because people just want to move out. Like, yeah. Hello guys, this is Weedy. Welcome back to Thoughts Podcast. Yeah, today I'm chilling with
Caesar.
and
Webster.
yeah. So what's up, guys? Been a minute, right?
It's been a while, much on the chat. I think that's a podcast upon it.
Yeah, you've been here. You featured before. I can remind you.
Which one?
We were sitting right here.
On Thoughts?
Yeah, Thoughts Podcast.
Nah, man. What was it about? What was the topic?
Bro.
The topic was about you replying to the episode we shot
Oh.
with Blessings and Sekelan.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
No.
so
Yeah,
you
that
featured
was
on the
that.
podcast.
No, I remember. No, that wasn't it. The one I replied was the one who shot in the car.
The question is, have you ever featured?
Nah, I remembered.
The
now.
one I'm reminding him about
That's
is
different.
not the
Yeah, I
same
remember
topic
now.
that I
I
spoke
remember, I
of.
remember.
Yeah,
That one talk about racism and shit.
yeah. So you've been on a podcast
I
twice.
remember.
So what is
Another
this guy
one,
talking
man.
about?
That was last
Unajua mtu
year.
hesabi.
That was last year.
Yeah.
What's up? What are you talking about today, man?
Yeah, today we are talking about the topic that I've been wanting us to talk about for a minute now, but you guys been running away from
Bro,
me.
why are you putting the blame on us?
Why should you die? Because yeah,
it's not
You
us,
rarely
man.
visit, man. You rarely visit.
It's
You
not-
wanted us to follow you all that far.
I can
Samba.
give you reasons why. Part of it is ours, and also put the blame on yourself.
yeah.
So take part of the blame. Like, It's
Okay.
50-50.
Yeah, it's
No, not
50-50.
50-50. 80% of the blame
Yeah,
It's on him.
goes
this
to
guy
you.
has to take it. No.
No,
Because firstly is that you stay in Samba. That's like 50% of it.
Kumushikuri.
Then 30% is because you came with the equipment without charging your PC and everything. That's like 30%. We're only carrying my 10% and his 10%.
okay, whatever you guys.
So not us, man. It's you.
It's 50-50.
It's not 50-50, man.
Yeah, so today we are
80-20.
talking about. Do you remember what you were talking about? Yeah, can you just explain to these guys?
Struggles after leaving your parents' house.
Yeah,
Struggles people go through after leaving your parents' house.
when you move out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you are currently staying on your own, right?
I've been staying on my own for a minute now, man.
Yeah, so how long have you?
I've been staying on my own since. Should you do you also count college life?
No.
It depends, though.
Yeah, I
It
guess.
depends.
Okay, if we count together with college life, that would be like since 2016. But if it don't, then it should be since 2019.
Before you continue, why do you look surprised?
No, I'm not
After I say
surprised.
since 2016.
Yes, it's 2016 because it's saying mwashako ka college life career since 2016. Okay, so how many years?
Nigga, what you talking about?
It's fine.
I'm
He's
not-
confused.
Just trying
He's
to-
confused. Anyway, yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, so what about you?
I know you wanted to ask me that question.
Yeah, so what's up? How long have you been?
Man, since 2012.
Nigga,
Since
you've been-
2012.
Yes.
That's being an orphan, man. No. You've been an orphan. We've been homeless. There's a difference between being homeless and you were homeless.
No. Since 2012, man. I think I
How
left
old were
my
you then?
parents' place. That was in 2012.
You were
In
homeless.
grade what? Because I know you
Ah,
were in
they
high
already-
school, but
No. I wasn't
2012?
in- Yeah, I wasn't in high school.
when did you
I'd
finish
already-
high school?
Same 2012. I'd already completed my secondary level during that time. So, time na shire. I just left because the time that I completed my secondary level, I started doing something. So
Started
that
working.
was I was working. Hasoka ina cash bakali.
Yeah.
So that was the time when I left my parents' place. Not in preparation yako bati nena alaupa no. I know most of the questions is that no manage to open up and say because you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of the struggles that you can point out that you've gone through and your parents are going through?
Me? It's hell, man. If you're not in a the moment I left my parents' place, by that time I was working, so I could manage. So the time I stopped working and I couldn't go back to my parents because I left, not because I was a prodigal son, no, but because I realized there's nothing I've grown, and tapade fona wikire kunganda naye kunganda kwa mchitenshi. So now prape nomba haso nomba yamba for me to pay my rentals, food and other stuffs. You get what I'm saying? And some of us we come from a background karaka kwa titakaba sana yako what you can go time to time wabukira kunganda wasenda komoto wasenda kwa mpia shan. Also your parents are also depending on you. So now you going back to the parents again, you become a burden for pressure ambo kupera futi kuba fiashi. So you have no option but just to stick around Karakwino Code and try to hustle so that you can also provide for your family. Yeah, so my struggle is yengi, otherwise yengi, because I remember when I'd completed Nambo Kubomba after Toyapwa, I found something again. Then I decided to take my sister kuskuru nje take off more after bapuisha at time on I decide that I think at this point I can also go to school. Yeah.
Seriously?
That was some hell, man.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was.
Myself, after I went to college, right, I decided I'm never going back home because, like, what's the point of going back home after I'm done with school? I go back, I start asking for money for boxers and talk time. Like, that just didn't sit well with me, right? So I thought it was just like part of the plan, huh? But I thought maybe immediately I finished grade 12, I finished college, immediately I'll find the house and I'll start staying in that house and everything. But then always go like that. Because like I write my final exam and then like what's next? And then my parents come and they pick me up from school, we carry all the bags and then we reach home, and then I realize, okay, reality now has begun. I'm home, so now what's next? So now I stay home for like a month and then they sit me down, ask me, they say, what's next? Then I lie, I say, no, I've got something coming up, I've got something in the pipeline, I'm just waiting for a response and everything. And they're like, okay, let's see what you have, you know, because like they noticed I was becoming like depressed and all that, like sitting in the room, you know how I am, I'm not like
watching TV,
a movie person like that, I'm always at home and everything. So they realized, they thought maybe something is hitting me up, but it wasn't. It was just, that's just how I am. And then after that conversation, I started making phone calls. Remember, Mr. Akakoko? I'm like, yo, is there space for GSB? He says, oh, there's something actually. Oh, there's something. All right. Please, big up police wash. Okay, send your NRC and everything. I sent. Then a few days later, they called me at GSB. Then I tell them, oh, the thing I told you about, it has happened. But actually, in that sense, it wasn't there before. So then I got picked by GSB. I paid attention to that because I knew to say this is all I got for now. So now GSB posted me in Chingola, I started working there. I stayed there for like 5 months on my own. I couldn't stay with my relatives because it was pointless, I wouldn't do that. I decided to stay alone in the house. And then from there, I stopped working there, I come back to Lusaka. I stay in the house for like a night, and then I tell my mom, say, I can't stay here. But where are you going to go? I'm like, I just can't stay here. I don't feel comfortable staying in the house. So what are you going to do? Okay, I have a 300. What do we do next? Okay, I have a 500. She gives me 500. At that point now, she gives me 500 now. I now have a 800. Then I come to Makeni. So now bear in mind, we are staying in Chalala, right? And then I come to Makeni. I realize, let me just go back to my former school. Then I can find the boarding house. Because there are some people that I know. There was Webby at the time. There was Licious. There was other people. We had Dangote. Now when I came to Makeni, I started renting a bed space. I paid for a bed space. Started staying in a boarding house. I stayed there for like a few months, man. I stayed there. I was managed. I paid my first rent using my mom's money. The 300 that remained, I used it for transport. I bought a few groceries and everything. And then from there, life happened. I was managing to pay fees. Rent, although it was a struggle, man. It was hell. From there, I decided to move out from that
Wait,
place.
how much were you paying rent?
Rent was 300 at the time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 500. Is it 300 at the time? And then they now increased rent to 500.
Oh.
That's the time I decided to move out. I spoke to the landlord saying I have to leave this place. Then I went to Ballaston. Found these guys, Webby, Bino. They were renting a house for 1,500. The three of them. I'm like, niggas, how are you managing this?
And yet they are not doing anything.
You guys don't work.
They are no joke.
It was hell, man. It was hell.
I joined in and said, guys, I'll be helping with the bills. So I started paying that house. And then the time we were at that house, Bino left, Prince left, so it was me and Webby. Mostly me, Webby and Kabas were the ones that were contributing to us rent. And we had other people who were staying with us. We managed through that life. And then I left the guys, started staying on my own. I managed that. And then here we are now. The struggle is real, man. It's not as easy as we're just explaining it. The struggle is real. The days when we were staying together, when like we would stay a month without paying rent, right?
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
the landlord would like start calling us and everything.
Eish.
I've witnessed that a couple of times.
It never
Oh,
is
for-
easy.
What I can tell you is, life yashupa sana palapena washa university
That's when the struggle
level.
begins.
Just after you pusha ka secondary level, at least because you're under your parents' care during that time, at least they're able to take care of you. Even when you go college, they'll be sending you money and all that. But that point when you're done with college, that's the
Then
point
first
where
demons, man.
the parents are like, okay, we are done. Number chashadi la iwe.
We've done our part.
Yes, chashadi la iwe now. Walambi la pace. And then some of us, like Lusaka, me, I grew up from the Copper Belt,
Yeah.
with these guys when Mbango and all that. And then me coming here to Lusaka was because of school. Number 9, Sam Lusaka, I cannot go back to Copper Belt again because I have to start one from the scratch, starting one again to say, na ambako life. Now I'm already here in Lusaka. Mom to spend 3 years. I'm done with college. Again, I need to start. At least I know some places here where I can start from, and I need to settle here before I find something to do. Now, papene parapene po nomba life ya kosera. The parents baliko kutumene mpia shaku school fisha mwaledi ya mama nyoko and all that. You're done with school. You've looked everywhere. Now uyo kuno kwa mfwa inchito tawale sanga. But tetu wekele mokunganda, you need to find other means of you ukikala pala so that you can survive. Epa bila life ya panomba po ya kosera. And everybody can bear me witness. Ukubati ngawasha, especially to ama guys. Ladies, yes, the moment they are done with university level, they are going back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like when you finish school, I decided, okay, I think the reason why I even went to Chimbola and I decided, okay, maybe I change the environment. Because like I hear life is cheaper in the Copper Belt, life is more easy and everything. So I decided to go to the Copper Belt, right? I started working there, and then I discovered that it is a whole different life.
Yeah.
How they look for money is different from how we look for money in Lusaka. Lusaka people say people from Copper Belt are thieves, but Lusaka people are thieves, man. They just steal in a different way, in a very intelligent way. But Copper Belt, it's a whole different hassle.
Yeah.
I was working while staying there, but I couldn't manage. It's a whole reason why I decided, okay, I think I couldn't take one rush. I need to go back to LSK. Then I came back here. The way I was staying here, paying rent without working, without having any job or whatever, I stayed for like 7 months in the boarding house where I was paying 500. If I was staying in the Copper Belt, I wouldn't have managed. They know how they hustle for money. They know how they do it. They have their own holes and everything where they dig money from. But like, I couldn't manage. That's why I came back.
So, about moving out of there, I have a question there. Like you've said you moved out, immediately came out of college because you decided you were not going back.
Yeah.
So you decided from when you were just finishing.
This thing has been in me even from the time I was in grade. I don't know.
So
Primary school.
It
So
was
I
the
always
same.
told myself when I finished college. See the way that man. It was a time when we used to think as if when you finish college you start working, you have a car and everything. But now when reality started kicking in, I now started like putting it into reality now. Okay, even though I know when I finish college I won't get a car, I won't have a house, but the least I can do is just not going back to my parents' house.
did you move out to somewhere?
Not
Like you decided?
not really.
Yeah. So,
Because some of us, like me, I had no option. My parents looked up to me even the time I was in grade 12.
oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? So it was in me. I knew that the moment I'm done with,
It has to go like that.
yes, I have to do this so that I can also provide for my family. And I had no option but to leave and go hustle somewhere so I can be providing for them.
The reason why I'm asking this question is because I feel like there are people who move out not because they want to, but because of the way they are being
Okay,
treated.
people move out in different ways, right?
Yeah.
His is different and unique,
Yeah,
and he's a strong man.
yeah.
Because like he became responsible when he was very young.
Yeah.
It's different from me because me, I only had me to look after.
yeah,
All right, I was like, it's only me. If I don't do this, I won't eat. If I sleep the whole day, I won't eat.
Yeah.
If I sleep the whole day, I won't pay my rent. You get, and then film fish and something
Yeah.
I can call my parents say, like maybe
Yeah.
twice in a month or something like that. I can do that, but it's different from him. He won't do that.
Yeah.
You get. So what I'm trying to say that people live in different ways. People can live because they're being mistreated.
yeah,
People can live because they're trying to give space to their parents because they've got too much responsibilities
yeah.
to like relieve them from those responsibilities. People can live in my way saying, I think it's just me. I can't stay with my parents.
Yeah.
They haven't chased me away.
Others, they leave because they want freedom.
Others can live. They live.
Yeah.
Now, those are the people that we see that are spoiled.
Yeah.
Those are
Because
the
all they want is freedom, because they can't stay at their parents' place because their parents are always on them. Why
But
doing
it's
this? Why
different
doing
from
that?
me.
And
I
all
always
that.
we
So-
always talk about how responsible we are. the two of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what my parents taught me?
Yeah.
She said, my mother told me, at this point, my son, I know you are responsible and you're able to take care of yourself. And it was at that point when I realized, if my parents can tell me that, then I need to know what I want in life.
Yeah.
It was at that point when I realized that it's not all about you growing up. It's about how responsible you are.
Again, talking
Get
about
what I'm saying?
responsibility, right? I don't know at what point. I don't know what if maybe that's just how I am. Because like there's time I realized how responsible I am. I always talk about this story, right? It was in Chingola when I was staying on my own, right, in my own house. So I was off on that particular day, weekend. I went to watch football, Liverpool versus Tottenham.
You remember
I remember that
you are
time.
playing.
Right? So I was in town.
Yeah.
Pa danger zone.
Yeah.
Pa Chingola danger zone. Pada kala kwa ball. So they tamba ball, and then 18:30, and then I'm looking at them like 18:30. I need to play.
I'm late.
Now morning
But-
call up
yes.
ball at half time. I'm like
I'm
ball
late.
at that point, and then I'm like
I'm going
I'm
to my
late
own
from
house.
I'm late from like who's looking at me?
Yeah.
That's when I realized say okay, I think this is how I am. I'm living on my own, but like the Wakasangati.
You are
Nah,
going
yeah,
home 0-1.
they were 0-1. No one is looking at. I'm responsible.
Yeah.
I know to say okay, this time for na panganda, this time for na
And this because you are raised.
and we
you are
talked about
raised
I
like
think we
that.
talked about this. Is it the day before Friday? We had this conversation. We were saying
Yeah.
if you area kwatinga waupa bambo yesterday waupa bakashwambo kuseka abakashwa ati abali badisha kodi bada beka
Yeah, yeah,
panganda.
But nishofo
But, like,
wakola
this is how
favor
this is how we grew up.
After wakola.
We're not outgoing. Like, we do God when we feel like going out. We do God. But when it's time to come home, we do come home without anyone calling us. We're just responsible. Like,
Yeah,
this is just how we grew up. This is just how we are.
Yeah. What are some of the things that people need to consider when they are moving out? Because people just want to move out. Like, even when it's not the right time for you, but you can't tell that this is not right timing, or like, do you think there is a formula to
What
That-
people are supposed to consider.
are there things that you need to look at before you move out, before you decide that okay, let me move out, I can't stay in my parents' house anymore? Are there stuff like that you need to look at?
Wait.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's so many things to look at. Number one, edge though edge muibika sana te number one factor yako atufunga wafu mapanga ndipo afyashi pamove yaba soba mdara ngomove nekuthina mieba if you know that your parents are doing fine and they're able to provide for you problem is nkubera pa kwebati waba relaxed pama parents
Word.
you are failing to reason wake up yomune olero era fichi chakule bakupera papa please give me this bakupera motoka waya apo nomba sakamana
You won't see the real
sakamana
life.
you won't see you need to go out there
Yeah.
and see test the other side of life kunse kule kwini ngaba the moment washta test kule fide chitika then walaisa walanda to okay kuno baden tumpika panganda
Yeah.
and if you are able at times there are some parents that would give abana babako what and twakutako share twakwakanya kabewe ko yikadire
Yeah.
and then ngaba kare ko kwini you're going to manage whatever that they're going to give you and that's also a good thing.
Yeah.
And then, if you feel apart from maturity mashara ka financial na kianta Africa kustainda okay okay tara sana like we said the first question you asked what makes people go out when I left my parents' place, right, nasa nafumakwa namboka nek I would go back guys kuno yako sasa na remember the times we used to okay now the mix to sokora by time the box
no.
The times when we talk the times when to aikala boyat ubunga bwari 1 week yakona wash we don't know where we're going to get our next meal 02 that mean after ashikonganda I tell him call my sister. She calls my sister, hey Anita.
Oh,
Kelvin Kononaro ala he's not talking, he can't say anything. But
by any means necessary.
Anita will go to my mom's bedroom, ababusha, but don't do that. It was survival, man.
Yeah.
It was a bad thing, but it was survival.
No, it was a bad thing. It was a bad thing, and it's still
survive
a bad
like
thing.
that.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
so,
Right?
this is to show people that
and
it's
then
not that easy.
Imbi, remember during COVID,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
when my parents
Lockdown
said,
period.
you need to come back. Because this lockdown comes in and then she tells me, you need to come back home. Quarantine, if you because we thought maybe I'm a bus, shanshan. So like, and you know, like my mom likes being close to her kids when such is going on. So I went back home, and then like I would come to visit the guys. Nasa kona kapaget kankoko, nasa kona shani to aitika shanshan nomate. So that's how I left. I left with a good rapport. I still had a good rapport with my parents and everything. But I can still go back and do it. Even up to now, I can still go back. But the person me, I'm more matured. I can't get in chikari inside and then I would crack off your number para mash na sanka kembo.
Yeah.
So
that
tewe
is
kemo. Tetu sanke kemo. Boy, life is always like that. At times to ekale fifine sala wa kofe kuri wa mami. Yes, of course. Ula mapela. Inena ngwe yapene so nimpia na sanka ati nimpia shikwete mpia. I'll still go back to my mother. Mom, I'm asking for a 300 kacha. I'm going to give you back. Because I know that tuma the shan number apo yafika apo obviously shikwete and I need to use the money.
Understand.
That does not mean that
that
number she never kembo. Para isa mushupa para pako wati I think mwana wandi cha shupa wera fe kunganda twise tuambire fe pamukula twida pamo aponisho watu wabashupa sana it's all the time ulefa panono fe ntumine niko so much all the time mami ntumine niko nigga why did you leave your parents place then apo pina pono bashinga shupa but the moment wamona ko wati wabatumina fona ta ndeva ko sana okay nata waba wesha because you know exactly that you're going to find you're going to send her that money so no mak ya shupa ni ine onderanda weta tukwete wamne kionse mami yakare ntuka shupa bakutumira
the next month
ngana bushupa kuno you know what it's like number number kulipirira
Rent.
abandi kuno noko so just come back
Yeah.
you're not helping
so if it's
If
again
I'm
maturity na fedaba mwash especially ngolekela mic maturity fedaba in the sense that you need to know if you have a 300 for example, right, you know where to take it wanamkunuina are you going to pay the bills? Are you going to buy food? There are people whereby if you are monga na rent is due. Akota 300, 200 after my fiya after my and then the 100 culture. Maybe it's because we don't drink. Maybe that's how come maybe this helped us. But people who drink feel about you should notice people about wedding go for
Skepsha bene Mbango. We have a friend by the name of Mbango. Skepsha. But that guy, at least ala kwanisha because ala for the number. That was the experience. That was the experience life yako after university level. Ngai kereshan. Ngali pusha be papene aya. Yeah, we'll have a friend. We'll stay
Mbangu,
together.
you should comment.
You should.
Comment the
Mbangu, I
punch
think
next
I
to
don't-
Kalari Monation. You should comment.
Mbangu nice to
We see
comment.
how
Comment. You're waiting for your comment. I
we
will
see how
pin the
Mbangu-
comment.
Actually,
for
this happens to those.
This-
No, those
I-
guys that leave their parents' places because of freedom. Of chitikira.
Because
takwetepo kuntanshina takwetepo nofole munapo kuntansha tibishapa plan yandiashani your plan yakova I can have freedom so I can drink beer, I can have all the ladies that I want, they can come kapande karapanganda, I can't
venue shan.
venue shikwete. As a result that's say that nangu ikadira ewa pano no
Quite right, the freedom is there, but quite very responsible. Eh?
So maturity should be considered. Like you
Should
need
be
to
there.
be matured. And you said
That's
you mentioned something about age. What did you say about age? You said something interesting, but I forgot.
about the age.
Yeah,
Some people just too much, man.
too much.
Alife parapene panganda ali damage abana ali kwatananga abana batatu.
But it's still
But
but a
it's
pain
still
and not
going
planning.
on.
So
the plan upon
so
do
do you know what I think the problem comes in? Kaidi, when you don't decide to move out, even when I'm grown, you get too comfortable. I don't want to.
But again-
that you don't see the reality, the real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But napena power if into fibidi. There are those that decide to do that knowing that they'll be provided, but they don't want to leave their parents' place because they want to be provided.
Which is okay.
That's a good thing
Yeah.
also because I've decided say even if I marry, I'm gonna bring my wife here,
We'll
so that we'll be
stay
staying together here.
with-
But
yeah,
I'll be
we-
provided.
Yeah.
Now that
That's
those
okay.
that who don't just want to live because they have fear
That's
that when
da-
they go out
That's
there,
dangerous.
they'll start suffering.
Yeah, you can't decide to stay home and not do anything.
That's the
Exactly.
thing.
You see?
But now they start something. Right?
Yes.
And then there are people. If you think again, I want to kind of mama. The people are scared to go out. They don't want to experience life
Yeah.
out there. Right?
Yeah.
But bills. I've seen people who are
Well-
done with college. They are working and they're still staying at the parents' house.
Yeah.
They are even responsible. But
And
that's
it's
contribute
okay.
sunshine.
And it's okay. For me, I would even encourage that.
If you know you're not ready, better for